Hi there, my name is Lo. Welcome to my channel where I discuss everything between Hermes and grocery bags. Today I'm doing my first and perhaps only Temu haul. I've been seeing quite a lot of videos about people getting stuff from Temu. I think it was Melissa from Melissa's Corner who even said that she had to remove the app from her phone because she was so tempted into buying the whole time. So I figured let's just try and figure out what this whole hype is about. Because frankly, I've been buying stuff from China for I think more than a decade right now. I'm sorry, my kitty is in a bit of a playful mood. Let's see if she wants to stick around here while I film. In any case, I wanted to check out what is the hype about because I've already been buying stuff from China for so long. And I have to say that it's gotten a lot better in terms of the shipping mostly, so it's a lot faster nowadays. It's much easier to keep track of where your order is. I can remember back in the days that you would have to wait for 2 months for something to show up, and then only then, if it hadn't shown up and you had no idea where it was, could you put in a claim to get your money back. So I think that's also made it a bit more attractive for these places like Shein and Temu to sell their stuff worldwide. I think there's also a little bit more of local warehousing going on so that not every single item has to come from China. But I'm just rambling. I just wanted to see what all of the fuss was about, so I will tell you a bit later if I feel it's sort of worth the hype. But first I just want to show you what I got. I want to start off with packaging. I placed 2 orders. Both of them came in this very non-descriptive bag. I've seen in orders in the United States that it will have Temu on the packaging or that you even get a orange bag. But the bags for me were very undescriptive. So let's just go through the items that I got. And I want to start off with the somewhat bigger items so that I don't have to change camera views the whole time. So one thing I was curious about ordering after seeing a video from Veronica is to get a pair of shoes. What I got is this pair of sort of loafery type of shoes. The reason why I was interested in them is because it's sort of the mesh type of shoe that is very popular right now. There's this brand, Vivaya or something like that. They work together a lot with influencers to sell these types of shoes, but I do find them quite expensive. I figured, well, I can try with these. I think these were around $6. I find the sizing is a little bit odd, so they do put European sizes, which is quite convenient, but normally I'm a size 39 EU. I think the sizes that they had were like 38 until 39 and a half, and the next size up was 40. So I did decide to go with the size 40, and I'm glad I did because in terms of length I feel like I shouldn't have gone any smaller. So of course these are very, very cheap shoes. The finishing is not amazing. However, for this price I cannot really be mad at it. The only thing that I really did notice is that these shoes are very, very wide. So I definitely have pretty wide feet, but then still, even for me, this part over here comes up too high on my feet. This over here sort of stands out as I'm wearing them, and I will insert a picture just to make it a bit more clear. So I'm not really sure if I will be wearing these outside, but I wanted to try, and I suppose I can at least wear them within the house. One other somewhat bigger item that I got was a foldable canvas tote. Here it is. What I kind of liked about this one is that usually these canvas totes, they come in a bag and then you end up folding it and stuffing it back in, and of course it's never as perfectly folded as it was the first time. So I figured let's give this a try, because in this case it doesn't have a bag. You just fold it in upon itself, kind of like with a Longchamp bag, I suppose. And then it folds out into this tote bag. It has this shoulder strap. This is a very stiff type of material. It is actually surprisingly thick. This was around $2. So just closing in a little bit with my camera view, sort of the next category up is bag charms. I bought a number of those. I really have been digging these pom-pom kind of things. They're all not super big, but they are kind of soft and fluffy. I think all of these individually were under $1. Then I also got this slightly bigger one. I've been eyeing this for quite some time, but I did usually find that it was a bit too expensive. I think now I got it for around $2. This is really the softest one out of them all. Also comes with this like decent clasp type of ring. The only thing I hadn't really realized is that the under part of this green is just going to be a fabric. I also got 2 non-fluffy bag charms. Actually, for both of these I was really quite pleasantly surprised with the quality. These were both around $3 each. So this is this sort of tote bag kind of style, quite nicely done. It's sort of open from the back. I thought this was kind of cute. And then there's this, I suppose, somewhat Louis Vuitton inspired bag charm, kind of like a boxy shape, also more nicely crafted than I would have imagined. Getting this is not going to be able to fit a card, but this is definitely something that you could, for example, put your headphones in. This might actually come in quite handy. And the hardware on this is surprisingly nice. There's one other thing that I got, which is sort of a bag charm pouch type of item. Cannot really recall the price of this. I think it was also somewhere between $1 and $2. It's really not worth it because it's just like a piece of fabric that is sewn together. It is just really, really floppy. What I decided to do is that I actually just stuffed it with a card. I mean, if you're just gonna use it as a bag charm, that's gonna be fine. And then you actually do have something that is more sturdy. I thought the color was nice. It is very, very soft. It also has this little tassel, which is cute. But overall, this is not really, really worth it. Then to finish off with the bag decorations, I also got 2 bag scarves. The first one, a sort of striped pattern with pink and red and black and yellow. I have a number of these also already in other colors. I really have been getting into bag scarves more lately, and I think I might actually do a video about how I use my bag scarves to decorate my bags, because I don't just wrap them around top handles. I've been sort of exploring and getting creative and actually transforming these bag scarves more into like full-fledged bag charms that you can just hang off your bag. So that will be coming up at some point in time. The other one I got is this one with the flowers. I think Didi from Didi Bean also got this one. I thought it was a very cute floral decoration. It has some text here on the back. This is also a bit more of a soft scarf. Well, this is a bit more of a stiff one. If you're tying bows, then a bit more of a stiff scarf can be quite handy. So yeah, those are the bag scarves that I got. And both of these scarves each were around $1. So that's not a bad buy. Then I got 2 SLGs. The first one I got is this red fluffy wallet. I think this was also around $1, but it's still a bit of a bad buy for me in the sense that I thought this would be bigger. It did say that it measured 12 centimeters, but it actually only measures 10 centimeters. I was expecting this to be at least 12 centimeters. Then it might have been able to fit a card, but this is really so small that I'm not quite sure what I'm going to put in this. Then I also got this somewhat bigger pouch. I am always kind of looking for the perfect size pouch to have like the knickknacks in my bag, like my essentials, card holder, box of mints, my keys, that kind of stuff. And I thought this might actually be quite convenient. You can actually just open this with one hand and that it will just shut by itself. This is wide enough to hold a card. The only thing that I didn't really realize is that because you have to pinch in the opening, you cannot actually put your card holder in the full width, so to say. I think it's also going to be annoying if I have to put the card holder in there standing up. So we'll have to see if this actually comes in useful. I do really like how flexible this is. You can just completely squeeze it together. So an A for the idea, but probably like more of a C or a D for the execution. Also, of course, because this is just a very cheap item, the finishing on this is not great. I think this was also around $2. Then I also got a number of bracelets, just like cheap fashion jewelry type of bracelets. The first one I got is this one with the blue eyes. In itself, it has no significant meaning to me, but I just kind of like the colors on this. Then I also got this sort of chakra kind of bracelet. Again, I don't feel anything per se about what this is supposed to do or what this is supposed to mean, but I just thought that the colors were kind of cute. However, for this one, it is really, really tight. As you can see, it doesn't go around the full width of my wrist. I have this more often if I get these types of bracelets. The beads actually are quite nice, I have to say. So cute style, it's just a bit unfortunate that this doesn't fit. These were both around $1. Then I also got the same bracelet, or bracelet set actually, in gold and silver. The thing I actually cared about was this style. This is, I suppose, Tiffany inspired. I'm not completely sure. It also came with this more snake style of bracelet, I guess it's called. This also came with an additional chain like this one has, but I already decided to take it off because this bracelet is actually just my size without the chain, and then the chain just gets on my nerves. And then this gold one is actually the same thing, and here you can see I actually still have the chain on this bracelet because I haven't worn it yet, but that is definitely gonna come off. So these sets I find were relatively expensive. I think they were like $3.50 per set. We'll have to kind of see how these hold up. And then the last very random item coming up, I suppose, are these self-threading needles. I'm not sure, perhaps Veronica, you also got these. These were also not even $1, so I figured I could give it a try. And actually I did give it a try, which is why one of these is missing. You might see the hole in the middle here. It is because on the first use I already managed to break one. So what I did is that I crocheted this little wallet and I needed to put on this button. And I figured, well, what a great use case. But because these are self-threading and it basically means that the eye is open, first of all, they catch on everything, or at least if you are sewing something as sort of rough as through wool, it's just gonna catch on everything, and at some point it caught. So I pulled it too hard and I broke the needle. I don't think I will be using this for sewing. I mean, I could try on another material that is not going to catch as much. I'll just stick to my regular needles because these just catch, and because the eye of the needle is open, it is just not very structurally sound. So then what is my takeaway from these first two purchases on Temu? Honestly, to me, it was not all that special. It was not all that exciting. It wasn't all that different from buying stuff on Shein or AliExpress. But I think I do understand a little bit where the hype is coming from when it comes to Temu. When I decided to install the Temu app, I was still in the United States because I was on my San Francisco work trip. And it was amazing, right? So you install the app and there's this wheel of fortune and you spin it and you get like 1,000,000 vouchers. They were just like, place your first $10 order and we're gonna give you $100 of vouchers for your follow-up purchases. And I was thinking, well, you know, I'm on a work trip, I'm busy, I don't really feel like ordering right now. So I just put the app to the side and I went back home. Then when I was home, I opened the app back up again and it prompted me to move to the Dutch website, or to the Dutch app, of course, because I was no longer in the United States. And what I noticed then is that all of the promotions were kind of gone. So I didn't really get any discounts on placing my first order. Then when I placed my second order, they did have this promotion that, again, you would get around 70 euros of coupons. So I was like, okay, I'll humor you, I'll place another order. And I got the coupons, but in order to profit from those coupons, you needed to spend a lot of money, and that's not what I typically do on these types of websites. Plus, to benefit from those vouchers, I think I also had to place those orders within 24 or 48 hours or something like that. So obviously I wasn't going to do that. So yeah, in conclusion, I get where the hype comes from, at least from the United States and perhaps also other countries where Temu is just a lot more aggressive in their promotions. Being in the Netherlands or in Europe or wherever I am right now in terms of region, that has an impact on the deals that I'm getting. Temu is not really worth the hype to me in that sense. The prices are not really special. The quality is not really special. It's very typical for the stuff that I've been ordering from China since forever. I think for me, it's just going to remain a matter of looking out for the best deals and seeing where it makes most sense to buy. So for single or more specific items, it's probably just going to be AliExpress because they really do have the biggest assortment. I think for some more fashion and beauty related items, it might be Shein. I did get nail stickers from there for very little money that hold up very, very well. And then perhaps I might also find some sort of niche for Temu, but I'm not really there yet. So interesting experience. If you ask me, not worth the hype, or at least not in this region. So that's it for today. Let me know down below if you have a strong preference for any of these places and if that has a particular reason, and then also please mention where you are located at. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, for now there's a styling, a situation and a taste for everything, so don't judge, wear whatever the bag you like. Until next time, or as we would say in Dutch, doei!